Need a ball.
Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind ya. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind ya. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
Hey, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is YSN Live for this, the
Third.
Is it the third?
Third.
Is it 3326?
3326. Sounds like the code to the top secret safe in the president's room. Don't tell anyone.
Let's not go there. Let's right off the top there, Ronnie.
Nicolas Cage knows. Nobody else does.
Gosh.
Book of
It
Secrets.
is YSN Live, ladies and gentlemen. I think God, Anthony, you screwed up the show already. Like
I know. It's going.
5
I
seconds
just figured like let's start off wrong because we have so much right to go this week. So let's just make sure the rest of the show looks so good because of how bad it started.
So basically, you're giving us the floor.
Yes.
We're going to break through the ceiling today because we have a great show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Back to normal, back to the greatest sports show in the history of mankind that airs from noon to whatever and talks about high school sports and youth sports and all the stuff in between, but never on the other ends of the spectrum because then we would be in a completely different category, probably wouldn't win awards like 8-time best-selling author and Grammy Emmy Award-winning Pulitzer Prize runner-up. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-pilot at always, Anthony Ronald Hartwig. All right, Ronnie, I gave you your intro. It's in your contract. But now we have to roll out I'd like to say red carpet, but I don't think I'm allowed to say that when I bring on this next guest because when you're talking about red versus blue, boy, this guy bleeds blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, rolling out the blue carpet for our next guest, one of my favorite guests all time. He's family, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to need you to bring him in. His name is Cade Reynolds, the head coach of the East Liverpool boys basketball team. Coach Reynolds, how are you?
What's up, fellas? Great. How are you?
How? Listen, a little nervous today because
Don't be nervous.
Potter's got one tonight, buddy. You're up against one of the top teams in the state. You feeling like David versus Goliath tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, obviously, it's weird because it's kind of a team that we're familiar with because we saw the same group last year. You know, it's the team that knocked us out of the district semifinals last year on their way to winning the state title, and they didn't graduate anybody. So it's very familiar faces again for us this year.
When you talk about familiarity and you talk about, a team that, like you said, won state last year.
TJ, I can't hear Anthony at all.
Oh, here we go. See, this is what happens.
I can't hear him.
This is what happens, Ronnie. You start the show all screwed up, and now he can't.
I couldn't hear him in the intro either.
Good.
He says good. This is karma, Anthony. All right, get out of my shot. You're going to be the producer, apparently, for this interview. So here we go. Same as we had yesterday. 1-on-1, 1v1. Cade Reynolds, DJ Yoakley. All right, here we go.
Okay.
I don't know what
you
the hell.
You can relay some questions in from Anthony.
Yeah. Well, the problem is I started this whole stand-up gimmick, and I can't see crap. Like I can't see anything. And I can't. I'm usually producing too, so I feel like this stand-up thing isn't going to work out very well.
You threw off the whole juju.
I blew it, dude. There's no doubt in my mind that I like. But the show couldn't get worse than what we like. This is the worst show across the board on any sport.
No way.
Let's talk tonight. I mean, you said you're familiar with this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't graduate anybody. So what has you confident going into tonight's contest?
It's kind of weird, man. I mean, nobody besides, maybe the Potter Nation and then everyone in that locker room thinks that we even have a shot at winning tonight, So there's kind of no pressure at all. We're coming in with the youngest group maybe that the Potter Nation has ever seen take the floor in a district semifinal against, a team with 9 seniors and a defending state champ. So we have nothing to lose. Our kids know that we're just going to go out and play as hard as we possibly can for 32 minutes and, hopefully shock the world tonight.
Shock the world. I like it. I like it a lot. So for you, what gives you confidence from your own squad? Not worrying about who's on the other sideline. What gives you confidence? Who gives you confidence? Who's shooting the rock hot tonight?
I mean, the biggest thing that gives me confidence with this group is, even though the story all season long, all preseason long was, man, you're so young, you have not a lot of experience. But man, these kids have not backed down from anybody that we've played. I mean, Steubenville twice, Canfield, Boardman. Boardman's record's not a reflection of how tough that team really is because they probably play one of the hardest schedules in our area, if not one of the hardest in the state. So we've played a lot of good competition, and these kids have not backed down from anybody. Even in the sectional game the other night with Edison had a good bit of seniors, and that was our first taste of playoff experience as a group together. And, for 60% of the game, I had 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores on the floor, and they don't back down from any moment. They're not afraid to play anybody. They've been talking about their chance to, hopefully face off against, Division IV Player of the Year last year, Gator Nichols all year. So, I mean, we got what we wished for, so we're going to see if we can roll the dice tonight and, like I said, make a good upset. As far as shooting the ball, we're actually super balanced. We're more balanced right now than we have been all season. I think our last 3 or 4 wins, we got guys coming in at 10, 11, 9, 8, 8, 7. So as far as scoring, hopefully tonight, our shooters can get hot from the 3-point line, but it could be one of anybody scoring the ball tonight for us. Hopefully it's everybody scoring the ball tonight for us.
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about a game like this tonight, does it advantage East Liverpool if it's a high-scoring game or if it's a defensive slobber knocker? Do you feel better about this game one way or the other?
I think for us to come out with a win tonight and for our advantage, this game's going to have to be played in the 40s or 50s. We're going to have to make it super, super ugly. We're going to have to dive on the floor for every loose ball. Every rebound has to be ours. I mean, we have to grit our teeth for 32 minutes and play as all out as we possibly can. If we have to play 10 dudes, we'll play 10 dudes. But I told them, the last few days of practice, I'd rather you be at 100% than dog tired at 40. So you need a sub, I'll sub you in. They're going to play as hard as they can for 4 or 5 minutes. I'll get you right back in the game because we need everybody going full tilt for 32 minutes tonight.
I mean, the headline across the board when we interviewed you for the preview this year for the Potters was the youth, the youth, the youth. How quickly has this young group grown up before your very eyes?
Oh my goodness. I mean, from start to finish, or start to where we're at now, I mean, we're a totally different basketball team, physically, mentally, as a group, as individuals. And it's been good. Obviously there's been some bumps in the road, but we expected that to happen. But the way they've come together, the way they've started to buy in on the defensive end, obviously we lost a starter in the middle of the season with Drakeen going out, and it was kind of like next man up. Tyler Kirby took that role on and just totally blew our expectations out of the water for him. I mean, Tyler's been great for us. But just every single night, every single practice, every game with a young group like this, we kind of expected it, but it's just been someone different to step up and kind of make their impact on the season, on the current game. And it's been really impressive to watch these guys. And obviously I'm going to miss our senior Elliot Fitch when he leaves us because he's the first kid I've coached since middle school all the way up to his senior year. But I'm super, super excited for this young group because 15 of our 24 are freshmen and sophomores. So we have just so much youth on this roster. And I think the sky's the limit for these kids as long as we continue to work at our game and get better. And I'm super excited to see what the Potters have coming up.
Has there been anything that has surprised you this year with any player or the production or, the leadership from one player to another or 1 year to the next?
Honestly, as far as being surprised, I mean, I really didn't know what to expect. I was leaving a team of 8 seniors who had been playing the game for 3 years, coming into a team of 1 senior, 0 returning letterman. I guess as far as being surprised, I mean, I'm surprised every single day at what freshman, what sophomore, what junior is going to step up. I mean, we have kids that have been our leading scorers in games this year that played 0 minutes last year. We've had kids be leading scorers in our games that were in 8th grade last year. So honestly, every single night's a surprise. We struggled at the beginning of the season to try to find that leadership, and instead of finding just 1 or maybe 2, it's come from this guy this night, this guy this night, this guy, these 2 guys this night. I think if anything, the shock to me, which I kind of seen coming up, but with a group that has 0 chemistry, at times the way they've buckled down on defense has really changed the outcome of some of our games, and that's been really impressive and really fun to watch.
Let's talk about atmosphere for the last couple questions. I mean, what atmosphere are you expecting tonight? What are you hoping to see from the blue and white crowd that travels so well? I mean, when you turn around, what do you want to see, and how do you want to feel in the fourth quarter of this game?
Obviously, I hope the Potter Nation continues to travel well. I can tell you this, without ever putting anyone over Potter Nation, I think that Maysville travels the best of the best. I mean, they will pack their side of the Echo Center, and I hope East Liverpool mirrors that, and I hope both sides are full because it should be a great atmosphere. Like I said, it's kind of a team that no one expects to even be in this game besides us, versus a team that is expected to probably win the state title again this year. So I hope when I turn around, it's full blue and white across from the blue and yellow on the other side. And in the fourth quarter, we're all rallying together to try to upset the number 1 team in Division 4.
Before we lost Anthony and before we kicked out Greg until 12:15, we were talking about atmosphere and some of the best atmospheres you've ever played in, ever coached in. What comes to the top of the mind? Maybe top 3 for you.
Oh man, top 3. I'll say coached in. Probably last year we hosted Beaver Local in the OVAC semifinal, and as a coach, I mean, I could not have asked for a better atmosphere. I mean, Beaver Local showed up, East Liverpool Potter Nation showed up twice as much as they had all season long, which is still it's so unbelievably impressive. Just the atmosphere from pre-tip to the tip to the fourth quarter, the final buzzer, it was like goosebumps the whole entire time. It was a great atmosphere to coach in. The kids had never played in something like that. So that was probably my top coaching one. And then as far as playing, and when I was a freshman, I got to play in the East Liverpool versus Lincoln Park game at the field house. And that's the only time I can say that I've seen it in my generation, standing room only. And it was, I'll never forget, as a freshman, Coach Conley put me in the first quarter and he grabs me by my arm right before I sub in. As a 14, 15-year-old freshman, he's like, hey, take a second to soak this in. Like, I don't know if that was supposed to help me, but it made me 10 times more nervous than I could have imagined it. But it was a really awesome atmosphere to play in. And then probably number 3 would be, my senior year, we went and played John Glenn in the playoffs, and they were top 3 in the state. And that was a super, super awesome atmosphere to play in front of.
That's incredible. Talk about soaking it in at the moment. You're probably soaking your shorts a little bit as a 14, 15
Yeah, especially as a freshman. Playing with the biggest game in the field house in a very long time. But it was an awesome experience, as one I'll never forget for sure.
Jeez Louise, Nate, calm down a little bit. Soak it in.
Yeah, I don't know if telling me that right before you checked me in was supposed to help, but it definitely it calmed me down for a second. But then, when you do look around and see all of these people, it's like, holy cow, this is an impressive stage for a high school basketball game.
Last question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot here, and we're going to go full screen on you. I want you to give us your pregame speech. Not giving too much. I want the pregame speech tonight in this David versus Goliath matchup. What are the boys going to hear? Let's get some goosebumps going here for Potter Nation here, Coach.
Without giving too much, I mean, I think the speech has kind of been the same all week. We've talked about it every single day before practice. It doesn't matter what anybody outside of this locker room thinks. It doesn't matter what their record is, what their record was last year, what they did last year, what our record is this year. All that matters is the next 32 minutes. And I don't care what anyone thinks outside this locker room, because I know that I have faith in the 15 dudes that we're going to put in Potter uniforms tonight, that if we come out and work our tails off and play all out for 32 minutes, that we can put ourselves in a chance to compete with this basketball team.
You a rah-rah guy?
I can be at times.
Gotta bring that juice, dude. You gotta bring that. Like, I want to see you kicking and snapping clipboards over your knee, walking
Listen,
out.
I'm 3 clipboards broke in my career already, so my wife told me I had to get through this year without breaking a clipboard. So,
brother, you just gotta get that Office Depot credit card. You're good. You're golden.
just keep rolling.
Clipboards.
Yeah, baby.
Buy them in bulk at Costco.
Trust me, I think if you get a sneak peek in the locker room, before games, you'll see a little more energy. But I try to save it for them because I got to be as calm as possible with a young group like this at times too.
I love it. Well, hey, we're all rooting for you tonight. Good luck. We believe in you. We're bleeding Potter blue tonight, baby. Thanks for popping by, Kate, as always.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. It's been great. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from East Liverpool Potter basketball, Kate Reynolds. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Yep.
All right, let's see if we can get Anthony back. I'm all by my lonesome. I can hear you.
Yeah. You can hear me?
Hopefully Greg can. Wait, did you say something?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear him.
You're messing with me. It's not fun, man. It's not cool. It's whatever.
Cold-blooded. He's a dog, man. Like, Cade is so good at these. And if there's one guy that's in that locker room that believes more in East Liverpool, I want to see him. I want to meet him. He loves his team. He loves this community. And certainly tonight they're going to go out. Hey, you heard it here first. East Liverpool pulls the upset, and we dance like dogs tomorrow.
Never seen a dog dance, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
A little prancy prance.
A little prance.
I don't know if a dog dances like that, but it'd be cool if it did. All right, we got some stuff to get to before we get to Greg, because I mean this is good stuff. All right, so we're gonna start off going from postseason basketball to All-Star game basketball. The All-Stars starting to trickle in. Hasn't reached that full-blown flow. Like the gush, the waterfall of 160 players rolling in.
The dams haven't broken yet, but there's some weight. There's some weight getting pushed on them.
Dams have not broken yet. But ladies and gentlemen, it is about to break, because on social media this morning, if you were paying attention at all, or perhaps you were living under a rock, that's okay, because we're here to shine a light, as we do. We got a big one. We went fishing, Ant. Caught me a marlin. And ladies and gentlemen, here, I'll do it. Don't worry, Ant. I got it. I
just didn't know which one you want, if you wanted the video or if you wanted the
don't spoil it. Ladies and gentlemen, Ref Rob. Yeah,
let's go.
Ref Rob is coming to be an official for the All-Star game, both boys and girls. There's going to be a meet and greet. You can take your picture, get autographs. Also, he will be a celebrity judge for the slam dunk contest. If you don't know who Ref Rob is, first off,
where have you been?
I really can't say anything. If I'm being authentic, I have no clue. I didn't know until Jeremy brought it to me, and now I'm a huge fan of this guy, right? I don't know why. I mean, my algorithm is full of dad stuff, so watching Ref Rob stuff is a nice splash of rejuvenation to my timeline. Takes it down about 30 years. about once my algorithm just drops to like 16 years old. And I'm okay with that, because this guy is a viral sensation. He's on every little bit of media. He's on Barstool, ESPN. He's a WNBA, NBA practice official, viral across all of social media. Check him out, Ref Rob. In case you don't know who Ref Rob is, Anthony, one of the two videos, back to back, this is Ref Rob.
Don't foul. You know, like back in the day, teams that could really play, they might have like messed up jerseys and messed up shorts. In today's era, if you ain't all got the same shorts and you ain't all got the same jerseys, you probably ain't worth a damn, bro. I'm just being real with you. If you don't have the same stuff, bro, like the same jersey, the same shorts, y'all probably, it's probably a messed up team, bro. It's a messed up team. Back in the day, no, where you get it, you feel me? Unless you want me to use one of the new ones. Which one y'all want me to use? I care less. Give me, you want this one or that one over on the other side? They can play with an outdoor balloon ball. I wouldn't give a damn. They can play with an indoor. Listen, that last game could have played with one of them balls you get when you're about 7 years old, them rubber balls that bounce real damn high. They could have played with that shit. It wouldn't have made no difference, bro. Yeah, I got a page, but I don't control it, you know, because I start getting a couple hours. I ain't got time to do that. My man does it, yeah.
I love it. And I don't know if anybody can hear that. Cade texted me, said he couldn't hear it. So hopefully people can hear that. But if you haven't checked out Ref Rob, we will be pumping this dude up all the way until the 28th of March when he comes to town, and he is part of the YSN All-Star Game and Skills Spectacular, brought to you by Window Depot and the home team. Thank you to our friends over at Window Depot and the home team, Rich, the whole crew over there that do such a great job. If you're wondering where they are, they're right in the plaza in Boardman, like the Red Lobster Plaza. I don't know the name of that. I'll find out. That's bad journalism, but that's where I tell people, hey, they're right there. That's where Window Depot is. And Window Depot's all over, of course, but that one in particular, they're incredible. Rich is a huge supporter of what we do at YSN, so thank you very much. All right, what do we got here, Ant? What am I looking at?
Bilia says Rob's going to sell the place out.
I hope so.
I hope so
because we're working on, obviously, working on connecting the charity. And a lot of stuff going on right now with that. So trying to figure out what that looks like. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. But certainly by the 28th, we'll know where everything's going. A lot of things at play right now. So I want to talk to the Farron family and see what they need, what they require, and we're gonna get them whatever they need. And if they say, hey, go help somebody else, we'll do that too. So we're going to be taking care of that. But Ref Rob is going to sell that place out. And certainly all the great student athletes going to do a great – I mean, I feel like it's always sold out. But especially in Canfield this year, I feel like it's going to be like this.
Standing room only, I think, in Canfield Gym. They have a lot of standing rooms, so there's going to be plenty of room to stand. But it's going to be standing room only. I can feel it.
You said also when we got off the air that there is a very special opportunity happening at the concession stand.
Yes, Trey's Burgers is going to be up and running at the concession stands, which if you've ever gone to Canfield, you know during basketball season, that concession stand might be one of the best in the area because of Trey's Burgers. So he's going to be up and running March 28th. Get to the concessions as soon as you can.
It's a little smack talk there, Ronnie.
Make them run out of burgers real quick.
Man, you're cooking today. You are just cruising for a bruising for somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we've held him back enough. He is a wild animal. He is a uncaged beast when we let him on this show. Ladies and gentlemen, he is known as the Professor. He's smarter than everybody, and he's not afraid to tell you about it. Greg McAfee.
I don't know about smarter than everybody, but
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
You're smarter than me. And I mean, if you're smarter than me, you're definitely smarter than Anthony because we saw how the first part of the show started.
You're just jealous of all the secret codes.
I was gonna come on and be like, Anthony, I can't hear you. You took my trick. So
But Greg, you already heard me before we went live, so you kind of
that is true. But so did Coach.
No, he didn't. He said he didn't hear me in the intro. He didn't hear me before.
We were talking pre-show though, and he said
I don't
he could
think
hear
he ever responded to me though. I don't think.
Okay.
I thought he was just being a jerk. I mean, I wasn't going to say anything to it. I just thought that was just some weird hospitality going on. He was just locked in. But now that you say something, yeah, it's pretty messed up. Like you're just chattering. You're just chattering. And Cade's just like, yeah, I'm gonna let him think I'm listening to him.
Go.
Nothing. And then we go live, and Cade's like, oh, he's like, I can't hear Anthony. Dang it. These are things we could have. It would have been nice to know about 5 minutes ago. all seriousness, we love Cade. I'm happy for. I want him so
he
bad.
probably
I want
can
Cade.
right now. He's probably watching, can only hear DJ, so he's like DJ's just talking to himself.
Yeah, Cade. Well, what if I just started like? He's probably like, "What happened to my? What's going on with my phone?" Greg, big game tonight. Obviously, we just talked about the East Liverpool game. Tons of big games. We're talking about districts. Now the girls are in regionals.
Mhm.
For you, I mean, you've obviously shot that McDonald game last night.
Yeah. I went to McDonald Badger last night. Yeah, it was. I
What-
mean,
what
it
was
was.
Let's talk about that game.
I mean, McDonald rolled out early. I think they went up like 11-0, 13-0. Like the game was kind of out of hand before it got started in a way. But they threw out kind of a different starting lineup. Joey Capozzello, Brandon Emmerich were both on the bench to start the game, and they didn't miss a beat. They came out firing, kind of moved in a fast-paced kind of offense, and really just took control early and never looked back. And I mean, that's what McDonald's done all year. I think they finished the year at 18-1, 19-1, or something like that. So they're still rolling. Early in the playoffs, I think they play at Mineral Ridge on Saturday against Hillsdale in the district finals. So I mean, they're kind of on pace to what they've been doing all year, but it was no surprise from the Blue Devils last night. That's for sure. It's funny because like we talk about that senior class. We talk about Drew Zajac and Casey Miller and all those guys and everything, the guys that had a ton of success in the football season. But I mean, when those guys go on, the McDonald's going to be in good hands with Josh Crumpack. I mean, that kid is just an absolute athlete all around. We saw what he did during the football season. He scored 22 points last night. Hit a couple shots from deep. He's just all over the place. The kid's an athlete, and McDonald's going to be in good hands after the senior class graduates.
Greg, 15 made threes from McDonald last night. I mean, what was it like to see that kind of shooting performance? That might be one of the best we've seen from a team all year.
Yeah, they were on fire. They couldn't miss. Obviously they put up a lot of shots early on, but that 11-0, 13-0 run to start the game was paced from behind the 3-point line. They took the lead and they never looked back. I mean, it happened in the kind of the blink of an eye, and it was grab a rebound, push it up court, and take the first three. I mean, take the first opportunity. A lot of it was, driving to the hoop, but when they kicked it out, they had open threes on the perimeter, and they just kind of continued that over the course of the game. I mean, it was fun to watch. When you catch fire like that from behind the perimeter, it's going to be hard to lose. And that kind of showcased last night.
Before we go to the next question, I've got to go into the comments. Anthony, if you would bring up Sean's comment.
Oh.
I'm acknowledging my tribal chief, apparently. Even though Derp's not here.
Last week you were a glorious
week.
king. Now you're a tribal chief. Like, oh, my word.
I tried to come like when you come into StreamYard, you have to like set your name, and my name was still like
Glorious
whatever you changed it to last week.
Glorious
I'm like, yeah, that's stopping here.
I mean, it would have been cool if you would have kept it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm good with just my regular name. I'm a humble guy.
Next week, come on with a crown.
That'd be sick.
I'd have to find one.
What are you like?
a
Are you
Burger
just
King
paying
crown.
cats to just call you king and tribal chief and stuff? Like, what are you doing?
I am doing nothing.
I love it. I think it's great. It's a great gimmick. It's a great.
You gotta acknowledge the guy in the comment section though too. Big Game Sean. I mean, he's had a ton of calls this year, man. Woo! He's taken on my role from the football season and running with it.
I can't believe, like, it is just every single game he's hitting jackpots, like sevens across the board. Bam, bam, bam. Like,
yeah.
Sean, and in the love that Sean gets from YSN Nation, people watching these games, and they know if Sean's on the game, it is going to be spectacular. Doesn't matter who's playing, it's just going to happen.
He's very good at what he does.
Yes,
he's very, very good. I cut up a lot of his highlights and everything like that. He's very, very good at what he does. That is for
nice
sure.
job, Sean. Hey, you, sir, tribal chief. We acknowledge you once to the sky. All All right, back to a normal, if that is what you call it, interview with Greg McAfee, the professor here. G, when you think about moving forward, we always talk about, okay, who's going to be the last one standing for the boys, for the girls? Who at this point? You've seen some of the fallout. You've seen the wake that it's left. Who's got your eye right now? Just from a standpoint of, oh my gosh, they're still kicking, and they don't look like they're let down at all.
I talked about Canfield a lot last week, with, getting Bryce Roberts back into the lineup and everything like that. So I think they're a team to watch, and going to their game against NDCL tonight. So that should be a pretty solid game. I saw Poland and Girard on Saturday. We've talked about Poland all year long. I mean, I think they have so much depth. And then when you have a guy like Carmine Tucolo who kind of, leads the charge, that's always a good recipe and everything like that to kind of put things together. Who else did I see last week? Who was that Thursday game? Oh, and then, you have Springfield. I saw them beat Lisbon last week, upset Lisbon at Lisbon, which was a huge game. Huge fan of Isaac Dyer. I saw him earlier in the year, a little freshman point guard who's got the ball on a string. It's like, freshmen don't necessarily, when the when the bright lights are shining and everything like that, and the pressure's on, some younger players can't necessarily handle it. The Lisbon was throwing everything they had at him, and full court pressure and everything like that, and the kid was handling it like a seasoned veteran. Played a huge role in that victory for Springfield. So if they can put everything together, they got shooters, they got guys that can get to the hoop, and they got a little bit of size down low, a little bit of physicality. They'd be a team to watch, I would say, for sure. But then you look at the top teams that we've talked about all year long. We've talked about Canfield, we've talked about Ursuline, we've talked about Poland a lot. Those are all teams that are really on my radar, along with McDonald and everything like that. But then you look at a team like Warren JFK. What about their win last night? I think they're the 24th seed, and they beat who, I can't remember what the seed they beat was. But just a huge upset in the playoffs. The Eagles always find a way to get it done and everything like that. And when they can put things together in the playoffs and keep moving on, it's definitely a thing to watch out for.
They beat
Anthony
the team
said
that
it
beat
last
them
night.
twice in the regular season.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Can I talk on my show?
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready? I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Okay.
Anthony said it last night in the group chat about having these schedules, and the strength of schedule does mean something. And we're seeing JFK, and somehow we're sitting here surprised again, right? A lot of us. Were you surprised, Greg, to see JFK yet again going through the gauntlet of a schedule and coming out and just being who they are? It's JFK. We're gonna play you to the from the tip to the final gun, and we're gonna win in the playoffs. It's playoff season. That means it's JFK season.
And anything can happen at this time of the year in the playoffs. It's the funny part about the playoffs. You can have a different game plan going into every game depending on who you're playing. You can prepare a different way. You can, set a game plan to, maybe be more defensive, or, maybe pressure teams, or, be on the run completely, change your style of play from what you did in the regular season. That's what it comes down to. That's where coaches come into play. That's where practice comes into play, and being able to adjust and being able to adapt to what's in front of you. That's why they play the game. Seedings obviously matter in, a small amount in the playoffs, but when you put 2 teams against each other on the court, anything can happen. Anyone can have a great night, and, the top seeded team can head home. So I'm not necessarily surprised, just given JFK's history and everything like that. But it's a huge accomplishment for the Eagles. So congrats to them for sure.
because JFK won, we have an all YSN district championship because they'll play Grand Valley at Salem on Saturday. So someone's going to regionals in YSN. That's always a good thing for us.
It's always fun to look forward to coverage continuing at this point in the season. That's for sure.
All right, I don't want to do this as we're talking about playoff basketball, but Greg, you know as well as I do that anytime there's football in a conversation, it moves the needle. Last night, there was a big story that developed in East Palestine. Anthony, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Shepis, you're voted in tonight to be the next coach of the East Palestine Bulldogs. Talk to me about the decision that you made to come here.
Well, a lot of decisions, a lot of life-changing events taking place in my life over the course of the last 2 years, and especially the last month. And, you know, me without a hobby, you know, find me back in a passion. It's much like riding a bike for me, DJ. I mean, you know, getting back on the field, and it's always been sanctuary for me, and you know, I'll have an opportunity here to do that, and you know, hopefully, you know, I'll be able to bring something to the table and build off of some of the great things that Mike Dempster's done with the program up to this point.
What appealed to you about this position and this particular group of guys?
Well, it's more than just the position. It's actually what's going on in East Palestine in general. I've been around the district for probably the last 3 years. You know, involved in the community, sitting in on committee meetings, you know, with opportunities to meet the new city planner, Antonio Diaz guy, who I think is doing a great job, and then just supporting, you know, the direction that Dr. Rook is providing here in the district, as well as Dwayne Pavkovich, who's one of my former players. And I just feel committed to what's going on down here, and, you know, I want to see East Palestine get some wins both on and off the field. I think this is an interesting group of kids, and I think that the athletic department program that Dwayne has been building over the course of the last 10 years is really paying dividends. There's been a lot of community support here, and it looks like there's some talented young guys in this program that are going to really do some great things here.
What are your expectations for year 1, year 2, year 3, and into the future?
I told the kids I don't have any expectations other than, you know, respect the game. You know, we're going to play with great discipline. We're going to be the best conditioned team that we could possibly be on the field. We're going to take care of business the way we want to handle it, and just go from there. I think the best way to handle things is with no expectation, playing one play at a time with a short memory, and having as much fun as we can.
Dude's just a walking soundbite. When you're talking about, I mean, he's unbelievable. Rick Shepis, we've known for a long time. He's been on YSN for years. But what I can tell you is that the relationship we've built with him is nothing like the relationship I've heard that he is able to develop with student athletes, with his own players. And there's a lot of people, a lot of chatter all over the region when Rick Shepis announced, and it was officially announced. It was unofficially announced first, then it was officially announced last night. Rick Shepis, the new head coach of the East Palestine Bulldogs. Then the Bulldogs finished 3rd in the EOAC last year and graduated a ton, but they still have a quarterback. They still that's going to be a junior, by the way. They still got some great receivers that are going to be senior leaders, junior leaders as well, and they've got some talent coming up from the underclassmen. So my question to you, Greg, is when you think about a coach that has done it all, seen it all at the high school ranks, a coach at Massillon, a coach at Poland, he coached at Mooney there for a little bit, it still is the Warren athletic director over at Harding. When you look at that, and also he coached at Waynesburg. For you, when you see that, what are you hoping that these East Palestine student athletes, particularly the football players, get out of a leader like they have now in Rick Shepis?
I mean, just look at his resume. I mean, could you really ask for a better guy to kind of lead that program? You know, coming in and everything like that with what they have returning from last year's team. I mean, Shepis, as far as I've known, has always been a great offensive mind, you know, training quarterbacks, training guys on the offensive side of the ball. You know, when he was at Moody, he had he led the offensive side of the ball. And
Ashton O'Brien, he had.
Ashton O'Brien, that's who I was trying to think of the name. Sorry. And I mean, and then he takes over and he has a guy like Clark Rutledge running the offense with guys like RJ May and Tanner Morrow and Braden Plum on the outside and everything like that. And just after what they did this past year with everything they have coming back, I mean, I don't think they could ask for a better guy to kind of lead that program. A guy who's had success at the high school level. He's had success at the collegiate level. He obviously, you know, has a ton of coaching experience. So to be able to come in and lead a young program, I think these East Palestine Bulldogs are going to be in good place. They're going to have a pretty top-notch leader at the top of the program. That's for sure.
Ooh, follow-up question right here. Mr. McAfee, if we put you on a lie detector test, would you have been surprised when you heard the name Rick Shepis hired at East Palestine?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah!
I mean, I texted you and I was like, am I being trolled right now or is this real?
Hey, everybody involved in that, the East Palestine School Board, Dwayne Pavkovich, Coach Cochran, the athletic director. I mean, I'm getting text messages from everybody's shocked, but they shouldn't be, because Shep said it. He's been there for the last 3 years. A train derailment goes down, and all of a sudden, out of the smoke, it needs to be an AI video. It's just Shepis out of the smoke, just walking in like that would be an awesome video.
I mean, I didn't realize his connection to East Palestine until I was watching that video last night, and it makes a ton of sense. It obviously came out of nowhere. If I would have known his connection to East Palestine before, I would have been like, yeah, this is 100% no brainer. But it's a great move. I mean, for a guy like that to come in and lead a program that's kind of been revitalized over the last couple of years is huge. I mean, he's got a ton of experience, ton of success. Can't ask for better. And yeah, I was a little surprised when I saw the connection, but it makes a ton of sense with what they have coming back and who they have in the program. It's going to be huge for the Bulldogs.
Oh, I'm so jacked. I'm so pumped. I've had people you're not going to believe this. People reaching out. Now, God bless Tim Figley, Dan Figley, and now Dave Figley, who have been running the point, no pun intended, in East Palestine for us, doing the broadcast. But I will tell you this. I've had multiple people reach out that say, hey, I'm going to do EP this year. Nope. No, you're not. This was earned, buddy. Everybody wants a piece of the EP pie right now.
I always love one of my favorite things to do, like when I'm at games or on the sidelines or at basketball games or whatever, is you see those former coaches who have coached before, but they're still around the games. And this can be at the basketball level, this can be at basketball, this can be at football, baseball, whatever. And you see them on the sidelines and they're trying to interact with the games. You see them still have that itch to get back into coaching. And he kind of mentioned it in that video of football has always been in my blood. It's what I want to do and everything like that. And so to kind of see that, I think it's something that I always find funny, because they always, you always have that itch to kind of get back into it. So to see him get back on the sidelines, I think is going to be huge.
Just the one-liner about he doesn't have a hobby. It was
that was funny. That's I think that's Shepis for you in a way.
In a nutshell. That is Shepis. G, you have time still? You're good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
All right. We got to bring this guy in. Anthony, we've been talking about this for a while. A young man who we have seen grow up before our very eyes, from the just age of 14, now a college graduate with a broadcasting degree, and now going to be a big part of YSN moving forward here every day. Well, not Wednesdays, because that's Wrestling Wednesday. We leave Anthony by his lonesome on Wrestling Wednesdays. Ladies and gentlemen, so excited to make it official. Bringing in the newest full-time guy on YSN, Mikey McNuggies McKenzie. Congrats, McNuggies. How are you, pal?
Thanks. I'm great. Can you guys hear me okay, first of all?
Yes. God. Can you not hear us?
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you guys. It's just my microphone screwed up with my computer last second. So I'm sure that sounds better, but I had to plug in this headset last second. So I'm just making sure.
You sound good, buddy.
You sound great. We can hear you, unlike Cade Reynolds. Really starting to feel like Cade was pulling one on us and just didn't want to talk to Anthony, but we want to talk to you,
Anthony.
No,
I want to talk to Anthony too. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to talk to Anthony.
First off, Mike, let everybody know kind of where you are in your life. You just graduated. How was college? Abbreviated college, because you had so many prerequisites taken care of in high school because you're a hard worker.
Yeah, well, the good thing is, well, if you guys don't know, obviously my dad's the assistant principal at Beaver Local, where I graduated high school, and they started the CCP program there when I was a freshman. They started integrating that a lot and substituting regular classes that they would take for the full school calendar to college credit classes with Kent State. They had a satellite campus about 10 minutes away from campus. YSU, they do a lot of stuff with Beaver Local. And EGCC, briefly, that was a 2-year stint. I took some classes through there, but I think I went into Waynesburg with 60 credits and all but like 2 gen ed classes taken care of. So it was all major related classes out of there in 2.5 years. And Waynesburg was an awesome experience, but I will say that it's good to get out of there in 2.5 years and get out into the real world now.
Yeah, second best only to Westminster, being first, of course, in that particular conference. But that's okay. Your degree still counts and it still checks out. For you, ambitions. You've had ambitions since you were just a little boy. I still have the picture somewhere on my phone about you in just this little baby suit you probably got from the Build-A-Bear workshop. They just put it on you, and you had the microphone up to I'm trying to think of his name from ESPN. Who was it?
John Butchergross. That's who it was.
And you, dude, you're always all business. I like to think that we cracked that a little bit. Your professionalism. Sure. You've got a little bit of that jokester in you now, and you can bring your own dimension of a broadcast. But, buddy, we were talking about Sean Elwood and how good he's been. You were pretty much the OG of screaming into that microphone in big moments and letting everybody know what was going on. Your experience through YSN and through into college, did it correlate? Did it help you at all? Or we've been lying to people for the last 8.5 years?
Oh, no, it definitely helped a bunch, because I went in and a lot of my classmates didn't have any play-by-play experience. That was what they wanted to do, but they didn't have experience calling those high school games. I called games for 5 years from 8th grade up, so I had a lot of experience. So I feel like that also gave me a little bit of a head start. Now, that's not to say that Waynesburg isn't filled with a lot of great people that are going to do great things in this business, but I do feel like I had a little bit of a head start calling games for 5 years, football, basketball, baseball, and that was all I called up at Waynesburg. I did do a couple volleyball games, actually, which that helped as well, because a lot of people didn't know a lot about volleyball. So I was able to say, I've got a base knowledge of volleyball, so I can do a couple games here and there. But I do feel like YSN helped out a lot. Now, obviously, the great Lanny Fratteri taught me a lot of things that I wasn't able to learn on my own or with you guys here at YSN. Obviously, he's got a lot more experience than a lot of people, but YSN really helped out getting into Waynesburg, and I feel like gave me a head start for sure.
Did Lanny ever talk about the Bob Knight situation?
Oh, I think every year when it popped up, it was that day. I had him in class both the years I was there that he was still a full-time professor. So when he would walk into class, we would have the clip pulled up for him so he could talk about it. We probably talked about it for 20 minutes to start class.
For those who don't know, when Bob Knight threw the chair, when he got teched and booted, right? Did he get tossed? He had to get tossed.
Yeah,
right?
He got tossed. That's why he threw the chair, because he got double tech.
Okay, so he gets the double tech and he throws the chair. Lanny Fratteri, the voice of the Pirates, the voice of Waynesburg, essentially, was on the call. Was that like, how did he get to an IU game?
I forget the entire story, but the gist of it is, for a short period of time, he did college basketball with ESPN. He was, I mean, obviously wasn't the main guy, but he did some secondary college basketball games on ESPN, and he just happened to be in the right place at the right time that day.
And he lives on in infamy from there on out. McNuggies, I know that we talked. One of the things I want people to know is you are such a go-getter. And I'm not sitting here and giving you any rights or privileges that you didn't deserve, because, dude, I'll never forget one of the only times I've ever had to, I think, pull the reins back on you. Usually I just let people go. When you were like, you know what? I want to call a soccer game. And that soccer game, we didn't have video yet. You said you were going to call it as a radio broadcast, an audio-only broadcast of soccer. And I remember thinking, this 13-year-old is crazy. Like, he might be nuts. Have you calmed down any since, the last 6 years or so?
I mean, maybe a little calmer, but I'd still probably be classified as a lunatic by 95% of the population.
I
Do you
remember
remember
when
that?
we had a draft show for like
Oh
the
my
first
gosh.
round,
The draft
and then
show.
McNuggy was like, "You know what? I'll just take round 3 through 7 and just do it."
Well, you popped in round 2 because we were like, "Hey, McNuggies," and I think who was it? Rick Daly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you guys did the whole like rest of the draft. Like you're like, "Hey, we're gonna come back tomorrow and do it." Now obviously because copyrights exist, we couldn't like show any video or anything. You guys talked for 8 hours. 8 hours.
Straight talk. Well, I'll tell you what. That was the COVID draft that Roger Goodell did it in his basement. So I'll tell you what. None of us had anything better to do than talk NFL draft for 8 hours. So I was more than happy to do it.
That's a good point.
We had no I mean, I had no idea who these dudes in like the 6th round were. And McNuggies has like a scouting report. I don't know where you got it.
That was easily the most work I've done, or the most I've like looked up scouting reports and done before the draft, because I had nothing but time. So I was ready for it.
I think McNuggies had stuff the ESPN guys didn't even have.
He saw opportunity and he just went after it. But Mikey, the big thing is you being back, you calling games, big opportunities, and obviously getting your name out there. And big news we can unveil now after I've talked to some of our friends over in Niles, Ohio. The next voice of the Mahoning Valley Scrappers, ladies and gentlemen, Michael McNuggies McKenzie. Tell me about, I mean, you and I have talked about it, obviously, behind the scenes. What are you most looking forward to getting on and announcing in a professional setting with the MLB Draft League and the Mahoning Valley Scrappers? Big shoes to fill, both literally and figuratively, with Ty Bartell. So what are you most excited for about that?
I think it's, you said it, the professional environment, the professional atmosphere. I mean, Waynesburg was great to call baseball games, but it's Division III. They don't have the monetary resources to get the big stadium and all the people there. So getting into a professional stadium, calling games that way, I think that'll be nice. You know, I'm sure that there's a lot of people working in Mahoning Valley that are going to make my job a little bit easier when it comes to getting stats and stories and talking to players, getting connections and all that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, I counted it a couple days ago, actually, 42 games over the summer for the Scrappers where they're at home in Niles. I'm really looking forward to that. The last couple summers have been great working at a news station in Steubenville, but it's going to be great to get into play-by-play. That's obviously, you guys know, that's my bread and butter. I like to think that's what I want to do. So being able to do MLB Draft League stuff, that's just so exciting, and I can't wait for the season to start on June 2nd.
Are you nervous?
A little bit. I'm a little bit nervous for Scrappers games, but you know, we got time to calm the nerves and get ready to go.
I mean, I'm not going to try to intimidate you, but there's a lot of people watching. And you know, when you're talking about the future generations of the Major League Baseball, you're talking about guys that are going to be playing at 717 Credit Union Field at Eastwood Field /
That's going to be a mouthful all summer.
Boy, can we just call it the 717?
I would like to call it
that.
the 717, but I think 717, that's the correct way to say it. So I think that's how we got to go.
717.
Look at McNuggies, always keeping us professional. Got to do the correct way. Way to go, McNuggies.
Shut up, Anthony. Nobody can hear you.
You know what? I'm out.
Don't leave. I can't do this.
Now really.
Anybody else have anything for Mikey? Oh, this show sucks, dude. It's the worst show ever. And the funny thing is McNuggies was, I mean, you were basically born into the fire on this particular show at 3:00. And it was called something different, but the Power Hour was where you kind of cut your teeth, and you know, I mean, you got into it with some dudes, man.
There were some big time arguments on that show.
What's one you remember the most? What's one that stands out to you?
I don't know if I have a particular head-to-head argument that I remember the most, but the moment that I think it was the funniest to me was Mac going off on the Cleveland Browns. It was the COVID season. It was Stefanski's first year. Everybody had high hopes because they went 7-8-1 the year before. Baker was good. And then the Steelers just blew them out of the water the first time they played him, like week 7, I think. Home game, I went, and he went on a 5-minute tangent that I was crying, laughing the entire time. Because the whole week prior, we had been arguing about this game. He had so much confidence. And then it was shattered on Sunday, like it is most Sundays for Cleveland fans. But that was probably a singular moment I remember the most. There's another one. I forget what game it was, but we were picking games on Friday before Friday Night Lights. And Paul said it the wrong way. Like, I think it was Wellsville at somebody. It was supposed to be somebody at Wellsville. And he said it the wrong way. And for a split second, he and you thought that we had told whatever announcer it was going to the game that it was the wrong site.
I wonder why we'd ever think that. That's
I wonder why.
But
That we were all laughing about that one for a good couple minutes as well before we even got into the game. So those were a couple. There were a lot of laughs on that show too, along with the arguments.
the ones that I remember the most is when you got into it with Betos, and you were just you were standing your ground, and poor Jeff Betos was the punching bag so many times on that show, and like everybody else was going at him, and you just decided that day, like you are gonna be a man, and you're gonna stand up to Jeff Betos, and you did it. Everybody was just like, "What's just happened?"
I'll tell you what, he threw a few shots at me as well. I'll give him his credit. He threw a few shots, but
he sure did.
Those were great times.
Unbelievable. Well, you know, I Mikey, as much as I love looking in the rearview mirror, I think the windshield certainly is where we should be focusing our eyes, because the future is bright, not only for YSN, but especially for you, man. We're so excited to have you on this show, get you more reps. For you, Scrappers Nation should be just over the moon excited to be able to have, you know, you go from Ty Bartell, who has these amazing calls, one-liners, to a guy who I really do believe we're going to say, and I've said this for 7 years since I've known you, we knew him when. So I'm excited for the opportunities in front of you, and certainly for you to keep being a part of YSN and keep giving these great student athletes, these young men and women, these future heroes, something to have for the rest of their life. So thank you so much, Mikey. We appreciate you. We will see you on Thursday right here with some awesome topics, and surely we will we'll have some great times ahead as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Mikey McKenzie to YSN. Thanks, Mikey.
Oh, I did it.
Cut him off. You can't see what just happened, but that was one of the coolest. Like, I spiked it and it flipped right on top of my chair. Like, it is just resting perfectly. Couldn't do that again if I tried. Yeah, this stand-up gimmick is not working for me, man. I thought
you were so excited about it before the show, too.
Well, I keep looking, and I'm doing this. Like, now I understand. I need I think I need the chair, but the chair's too, I don't know. We got to work on this.
I think you're doing fine. It comes together. It takes time. It's the first day.
We'll get there. I feel bad. I'm drawing attention to something that most people won't even realize. I know this. And this, as soon as I go upstairs, the executive producer of my life, Sarah Yoakley, is going to be like, you realize that nobody would have said anything if you wouldn't have said it first. Now I know. How it goes. Guys, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, we talk about the talented roster that we've had this year. We get Mikey McKenzie. I mean, we had Mikey. Let's be real. We've had him on the roster, but it was like in a quasi part-time position on Friday nights, essentially. Now to get him back calling basketball, get him calling baseball and softball, and then especially get him calling Scrappers. And people are wondering what's going on. Hey, why is Ty not doing it? Well, no. We've got some big plans for Ty as well. In fact, we have bigger plans for Ty to get him more reps and get him on more with youth, with Class B, with the other stuff we have going on. I think, fingers crossed, we'll have the state championship yet again here in the summer. The Ty was a big part of that last year. Ty's not going anywhere as far as I know. I mean, he could tell me something different. But as far as I know, King Ty, sorry, Greg, is going to stay here. And certainly he will be keeping the world on red alert because when Ty calls a game, much like Sean Elwood, it is must-see broadcasting, must-see streaming. So don't think that Ty Bartell is going anywhere because the big guy, he's staying right here with us at YSN as long as we can have him. So before we get bombarded with emails and messages, no, he's still our guy. So just it's different opportunities, right? It's Ty did it for a couple years, two, I don't remember. I think it's 2 years. And the biggest thing was, with his daughter, Chloe, and some of the commitments that he's had, that is a very, very trying schedule.
Yeah.
42 events, and I'm talking to Heather Solly, the general manager of the Scrappers last week. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for everybody involved. You really got to commit to it. And, Ty did every single game and committed to him. And we're really trying to get him a little bit of a breather because Anthony, we've talked about it. He's just.
And he did a story for every game he did and the post-game interviews down in the coach's locker room for everything he did too. So it wasn't just let's show up to the game and then pack up and leave kind of situation either.
Yeah.
No, and McNuggies will do a great job as well.
Yep.
I think that's going to be stepping right into that and opportunity presents himself. And hey, I was going to let him do it, but I think it's awkward when you're trying to do an elevator pitch on your own, like at the drop of a hat. But here's what I'll tell you. As much as I want McNuggies to work for us full-time forever, and I'll take him as long as I can keep him, the kid's looking for a full-time opportunity somewhere.
Yeah.
And here's what I'll tell you is with Mike McKenzie, what you're going to get is one of the hardest worker in the room by far. And if you think you work hard, you sit that young man next to you and you're going to find another gear because he's going to push you. For me, that's what he did in our locker room, essentially, is he pushed everybody else to be better because you didn't want a 13-year-old beating your ass at your job. Like, that's just what it was. I think I can be open and honest about that. Nobody wants that, but it happened time and time again. There was nights when I'm like, you're a freaking robot, Mike. You're just like, I don't know, but he had that energy. He still got that energy. And if you are a news director or you're a sports director and you're looking for one of the best hires, a guaranteed stamp that's going to change in the entire office or your bullpen or whatever it may be, or whatever you may call it, Mikey McNuggies. Sorry, Michael McKenzie he's it. He's it. And he's a go-getter. He's a hard worker. He's coachable. He learns very quickly. And again, I can't speak highly enough about that young man. So if you're looking for a multimedia journalist, a writer, literally he's going to be doing stuff for us with Greg, with highlights. He's going to be doing the show. He's going to be cutting shorts. He's going to be all this other stuff, calling games. If you're looking for a piece of that to change the culture in your office, your locker room, again, Michael McNuggies. Dang it. Michael McKenzie is it. And I promise I'm more professional than this, but it's hard not to call him McNuggies because we've been calling him for the last 7 years. So when I actually have to be professional, it is bad, especially with him. Especially with him, because it is tough. Like, to call Anthony Hartwig is a spectacular employee. Like, it is hard. I feel like a nerd. I feel like a dork. Like,
I'll tell you what, guys.
Ronald Hartwig is a splendid addition to our locker room. No, it's Anthony Hart. It's Ronnie. No, we are very fortunate. And Eddie, hey, selfishly, if you're asking me, and I'm peek behind the curtain, I'm going to take McNuggies as long as we can take him. Because guess what? He does an unbelievable job for us. And I'm happy, and he's happy. But, kid needs food on the table. And so we pay him, by the way, before any of you weirdos think that we don't pay our people.
It's plenty of pizza.
Yeah, I didn't say how. He's going to be real ticked off when he realizes it's all like Chuck E. Cheese coupons and stuff. But Where a kid can
Monopoly
be a kid.
money isn't good enough for you?
Yeah. When did we get so cynical? That's going to do it for our show today. Greg, as always, we appreciate you coming on and being
No problem.
just fully flexible on that. I mean, you are
Always.
a gymnast today. I appreciate it. People they think we have a script. That's the funny part of this entire show.
You're not.
You never know what you're getting into when you come on this show.
Nope.
That's how
Hey,
it goes.
This whole boy started off with Capri Sun chugging contests. All right. So just when you think it can't get any worse, I trust you. It can. Trust me, it can. Any final thoughts, boys, on the day, on what's going on tonight? More hoops on tonight?
Yeah, more tournament basketball.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the playoffs to continue. I mean, obviously, you see the atmospheres, you see the energy, you see the emotions. It's favorite time of the year when the playoffs come around.
Where are you headed tonight?
I'm going to NDCL Canfield, so that should be a decent one.
Where are you headed?
I feel bad after he said he's going somewhere and I'm off, but I was not put on the schedule. Hey. 7 games on the network. I was not utilized, so
I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I think you're fired.
Yeah,
I think well, this is awkward.
you didn't get the email this morning?
Oh man, we thought you not being able to communicate with Cade was a real big red light. Nope, apparently not. Red flag doesn't count for Anthony. He's colorblind too. Not just blind, colorblind. So what we're doing? You're doing content tonight. I'll be doing proposals tonight for potential advertisers, supporters, and sponsors.
Not for new. He's still married. He's not doing that kind of proposal. Advertisement proposal.
Happily married with my lovely wife, who I will probably hear from the second I walk up the stairs. Do you realize? Yeah, honey, I'm sorry. But you know what we always say? We'll be better tomorrow. Better tomorrow. I won't be here tomorrow, so I'm guaranteed to be better. I just won't tell you guys about it. Wrestling Wednesday tomorrow, Anthony. What do we got?
We got really strong wrestling. We're trying to get the Jake Montgomery from Grand Valley. He won in the sectionals. He was a sectional champion in D3. So we're trying to get him to come on. If we lock him down, you'll see it on social media. Sean Elwood reminds us that tonight's the last game at Cheney ever. So let's go Cowboys.
I've learned never say never.
Last game at Cheney for the foreseeable future.
In 2026, it's the last game at Cheney. Never say never. Never live and let die. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's exciting to see tonight. You said 7 games on our network. All of those can be found on the NFHS network live, tape delayed on YSN, so you can go back and watch those absolutely free after their conclusion. Thank you to Brian Scott for continuing to do that, because that is not an easy task, as I found out. So thank you, Brian. Appreciate you as always. And certainly, if you're looking to save a couple bucks, do that. But if you're looking to see these games live, you can go right to NFHS Network. You can see the direct feed right from YSN. Click on the link. It'll take you right there. Sign in. There is a fee, like $14 a month or $80 for the year. Again, I opted in for the $80. Math tells me that's a better deal. Very quickly, a better deal. So do that. Enjoy the games tonight. Cheer on your favorite teams. And if you're looking for just scores, Mikey Swinehart is taking care of that for us. YSNlive.com/scores. All presented by Burnett Pool Spas and Hot Tubs. Thank you to Will over there at Burnett Pool Spas and Hot Tubs for always having our back. And if you would like to become an advertiser, supporter, or sponsor on YSN in any capacity, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do, ysnlive.com/advertise, ysnlive.com/advertise. You'll connect with one of us. We'll connect with you, and we'll get the ball rolling. No matter what your budget is, we got something that'll allow you to be seen to over 25 million viewers last year on our website alone, not even including social media, which has taken over. Because, hey guys, we got Ref Rob. We got him! We got him! Ref Rob's coming. March 28th, 2026, 5 p.m., Canfield High School, the YSN All-Star Game and Skills Spectacular presented by Window Depot and the home team. Only one place to see it, and it's the most bang you're going to get for your buck. $10 gets you in if you're an adult, $5 for students and kids, and all that money will go to a charity of our choosing, which will be released in the next week or so, as soon as we get things official. So that's going to do it for our show today. As always, I want to thank Cade Reynolds, who stopped by from East Liverpool. Good luck tonight, Potters. We appreciate you. I want to say thank you to Greg McAfee, the professor, who is better than all of us, and he doesn't even want to talk about it, who comes by each and every week to talk sports and his goings-on behind the camera. And soon to be back behind the microphone. And, of course, I want to say thank you to Michael McKenzie and congratulations to Michael McKenzie, the brand new announcer of the Mahoning Valley Scrappers, who will be joining us throughout, hopefully, the rest of time on this show every day. And yucking it up with us idiots. Idiot, smart guy, inaudible guy. So
you just need a little bit of everything.
Yep.
I'm gonna start calling you Audio Hartwig. Is that Anthony or Ronald? Audio. No. Never mind. I'm glad that one didn't slip out. Anyway, all that and more. Wrestling Wednesday tomorrow here on YSN Live. Thank you guys all for tuning in today. We'll be better tomorrow. Well, at least Anthony, at least you will.
Trying. Always trying.
It's always trying. Always trying.
I mean, Gary will be back. He wasn't
Gary
here
brings.
today, so there's the litmus test is a little bit different for him.
I know.
But be better tomorrow. But as always, as we say, Anthony, may the sports be with you, pal.
And you, my friend.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.